I think I've had too much gin and tonic. I haven't been drinking through the month because I'm getting ready for Scotland and I've had a drink and now I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay. Let's try this again.
Okay, go ahead.
Hey there, and welcome to Wandering Works for Us. We're Shelley and Beth, a married couple living in Portugal and exploring the world one story at a time. Come wander with us as we laugh through language fails, cultural surprises, and GPS disasters, and discover just how amazing this world can be.
Hi everyone, welcome to our podcast, Wandering Works for Us. I'm Shelley.
And I'm Beth.
And it's summertime, y'all.
It is indeed.
It is nice and warm outside.
You love that.
I do love summertime.
I mean, I do love summer. It's beautiful and it's, not raining.
It's not raining. It's so nice.
In fact, sometimes we wish for a little rain.
Yeah, because it gets so dusty.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's nice. I think I long for the summer times because number one, I love it when it's warm. I don't mind it being hot. I don't like to sleep when it's hot, but I don't mind it being hot. And there's lots of fresh fruits and vegetables coming from everywhere. I mean, the fruit here in Portugal is amazing.
Yes, it's amazing.
And we can sit outside. I love being outside.
And we can sit outside like at the cafes. I mean, we kind of do that a lot in the winter too. But
much more comfortable now.
Not if it's pouring rain, we don't.
No.
But it's really nice to be outside and to see people out and about and doing things. And
yeah, it's just a much more, I think, a relaxed time. And it being August, I'm not getting all like stressed out about having to go back to school. So I really enjoyed it.
True.
I'm stressed about something else.
Although, that's another thing that makes it more lively in the summer is because the kids are out of school.
Yeah.
And children here ride their bikes around town without their parents and, run around and play and go to the parks and stuff like that, like we used to when we were kids.
I know.
It's just fun to see them out and having fun.
So we did a podcast about 6 months ago about what it was like to live in Portugal or be in Portugal during the winter time. So we thought we'd tell you what summer is like.
Yeah.
Because winter is coming.
Isn't that the name of a Game of Thrones
or
something? That's what I thought. I believe it or not, I haven't watched Game of Thrones, but hey, this winter I'm going to.
Yeah. So when we first moved here, I was really excited for summer because we live so close to the beach and I love sitting on a beach during the summertime. I love being able to grill when it's warm outside. I like sitting out, as dusk pulls in and we're having a glass of wine. It's a beautiful time. And then now that we've lived here for a couple of years in Portugal in the summertime, I'm ready to travel somewhere else during the summer. But only during August.
Only during August.
And that's because it is really peak season during August. And we'll get to that in a few minutes.
We will.
But summer is a prime time to come to Portugal. Mainly because, your kids are out of school, so let's take them on a trip.
Yes.
The beaches here are incredible. Now, the majority of people like to go to the Algarve during the summertime. That is the biggest, I guess, touristy area during this period of time.
Yeah, for beaches.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the water's a little warmer there. Because, this side of the Atlantic, guys, is cold.
It's a little chilly.
Yeah, it is. It warms up a little bit in the summer, but not like it does in North Carolina.
It gets a little crowded here during that period of time, but it's not too bad.
No, it's not. It's funny, though. We'll be sitting at the cafe across the street and we'll be, sitting watching the people go by. And all of a sudden in August, you start seeing all these people that you don't know. And we pretty much know, or at least know by sight, everybody in town now. And so we're like, who are those people? And what is hilarious to me is now I'm starting to recognize some of those people from last year or from the year before who come for August. So, it's getting to be, we've been here a while.
Yeah. So when we're here in town, we see children we haven't seen before, out riding their bikes with their families.
Yeah.
Houses that are usually boarded up and not used at all. Suddenly
Well,
there's
not boarded, but
the shutters are
the
shut.
shutters are closed. Yeah.
So the shutters are closed, and it hasn't been occupied in quite some time, and now there's a car with French plates sitting in the driveway.
Exactly.
And so our village, it's like it gains maybe about 50 plus people during the summertime because they come back to visit families and to be here on their vacations.
It's fun.
It is. And summer is a popular time to come because all of the festivals that happen in the summertime.
So much fun.
It is prime festival season, especially it starts in June.
Yes.
And in Lisboa, especially, you have the São António festival, which is kind of like early June. We were actually in Lisbon while that festival was going on, but we were in a different part of the city and didn't realize it.
Isn't
It
that
was
funny?
when, we went with Meg on her birthday, and we went to the LX factory, and we did that. And somebody actually said, "Hey, are you interested in watching some cultural dancing tonight? They're doing a parade downtown."
Oh.
And we had to get back.
Yeah.
But that was the São Antonio
How funny.
festival
Yeah.
that was going on.
We should go sometime.
We should. And that's the big one in Lisboa. And then there's the São João festival in Porto, which is like a few weeks later or a week or two later.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's a huge one where they do all those lights, what do you call those, where they have the candles inside like a balloon and they light them up and they go out over the river.
when they let them drift away. Yeah.
Yeah, they have that and big fireworks.
Yeah.
And something where they're hitting people over the head with a rubber hammer.
Oh, yeah. That's the rubber hammer thing.
Yeah, the rubber hammer thing. They have that in Porto during that period of time. And at the end of June, you have the São Pedro, which is sardines. Of course, they do sardines at all of these. Sardines are big here during the summer.
During the summer because they are yummy.
They are tasty and fat.
Yes.
And there's a lot of sardines being eaten right now.
And we've explained sardines before, but if you haven't heard it, the sardines here are not like those little bitty ones you get in a
In the
can.
cans, no.
They're big, long ones that are about 6 to 8 inches long, and they're fat. And you actually kind of fillet them with your knife and fork.
Yep.
And
you grill them with a little salt and olive oil.
They are.
And just eat them up. They're
yummy,
really
yummy.
good. They're a little fishy, but they're really good.
Yeah, they're really good.
And also, because Portugal is such a medieval country,
Yes.
since they were founded during
Indeed.
the 1100s, they love their medieval festivals.
Indeed. We live down the street from a castle, y'all.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, we had our own medieval festival here this year.
We did. The second annual.
The second annual, Serra del Rey.
And we dressed up.
Yes, we did.
It was so much fun.
did. And our niece Katie came to visit us during that time.
Hi, Katie.
Hey, Katie. And we all dressed up in medieval fare and went out on Friday and Saturday night and had a good time.
It was
And
so
it's-
much fun.
So the one here in town is really, really small.
But it was bigger and better this
It
year
was bigger and better this
than
year.
last year. Yeah.
But it's still very small compared to other ones. And so the one in Ladia it's bigger. The one in Abidos is huge. I think we talked about that one year.
I think because we went last
Or
year.
that might have been the podcast that I accidentally erased when my computer crashed.
Oh, when your computer crashed, yeah.
We might have to go
well,
back and do that again.
We went last year to the one in Abidos, and that's a castle that we live 10 minutes down the road from. And it was a lot of fun.
It was.
It was a lot of fun. And at these things, there's lots of performers. And so you have jousting and doing things with juggling with fire. And
Yeah, but it's very different than like a Renaissance festival that you would see in the United States.
what do you see in the United States?
Well, in the United States, they also mix it in with some sort of fantasy kind of thing. Sometimes you have the little fairies and the mermaids and things. And the jousting and the sword fighting are somewhat of the same. But here it also takes a very medieval approach.
Yeah, you don't see fairies or anything like that.
No, it seems very authentic. And it could be because you're in a real castle and not some boarded up weird construction that somebody's made out in the middle of,
The
nowhere
field.
in the field. It's an actual real castle with real people. But it takes on a more authentic air,
Yeah.
I think.
Meat grilled on a spit and stuff like that.
Yes. And
Ale.
Yes, it's awesome.
Grog and mead and,
I love grog.
We do indeed. We do indeed. We also like meat grilled on a spit.
We do like meat grilled on a spit too. But
And a thing
we
they-
just love a medieval fair, don't we?
We do. And something they do at our medieval fairs, I don't know if they do them in the U.S., is there's always crepes. And they're doing...
Oh, yes. But
Yeah.
they don't have those not that I know of. Not
Yeah,
at the
and they're
Renaissance
doing
Fair.
them over an open fire in this special sort of hanging iron skillet, if you will. And, oh my,
They
they're
are so good.
Yeah.
Normally at the Renaissance fairs, you can get like a giant turkey leg.
Yeah, you can't get that
But
here.
turkey's not a thing here. Well, I mean, you can get turkey, but it's not as popular here
Yeah.
as it is in the United States. So we get meat on a spit,
Yeah.
basically, on a stick.
Pork or beef.
Pork or beef,
yeah.
usually, yeah.
Yum.
But it's so good, y'all. It is.
It is indeed.
And then there is a giant medieval festival in Santa Maria de Feira.
Which we are going to go to next year.
We have to. That apparently is the biggest one, and I'm assuming the best, but I don't know.
And what month
I'll
is
have
that?
to rate it. It was in July. It
Okay.
was last month. And it's between here and Porto, so it's a drive. It's not that big a deal, but that is a big one that we must try
Yes. We got to put that on our calendar for next year.
out. Yeah.
And Shelley has gotten the idea in her head that I'm going to make us medieval costumes.
Yes. That's your winter project.
Well, here's the deal, folks. Any of you that sew will know what I'm about to say. I don't own a sewing machine, so if I have to hand sew costumes, heavens to Betsy, we might be alive by the time I finish up.
Girl, it
So-
gets dark at like 5 o'clock here in
So
the winter.
I've
You
been-
good? We
I've
can
been
watch TV.
I've been looking on Etsy Europe, and you can get some at quite a reasonable price. So I believe we will be purchasing our medieval costumes. But if we're going to keep going to them, it will certainly
would
be
be
worth it instead of renting them.
Yeah,
So,
we need to have one. We rent one for hours, which is not that big of a deal. But
No.
if we want to go to more than one, just hours, because we have to give it back after the weekend. So
Right.
I told Beth we needed our own so that we could do the circuit.
Yes, exactly. That will be fun.
That will be. Also, those are the big festivals that happen here, but every little town has a small festival.
Every single one.
And so here in Cerro del Rey, we'll have one at the end of August, which we'll miss this year because we're going to go to Scotland, but they will have one that's for 4 days. Also, Peniche had theirs this weekend.
Mm-hmm. And theirs really went for
4 or 5 days.
Well,
actually.
it did, but they had food trucks and carnival rides and
rides.
stuff set up the entire month.
Yeah. So at least halfway through July, they had
Yeah.
those set up. We know. Yes, they did because we went to dinner in Peniche. And
Yeah.
they had it all set up down there.
We were like, wait, the festival's
Is
not
the
yet.
festival?
We were so
No.
confused.
No, but it's a big deal here in the summer to have a festival.
It is. You could really go, I mean, even a town that has 2,000 residents, they are going to have a festival. And you could literally in the summer here travel around to 3 or 4 or 5 every weekend. And in fact, there are local people who do that, who have always gone to, the festival in the town next to them, and the whole gang of them will travel to that festival. Then they go to that one, then they come to this one, and it's just a really fun thing to do here.
It is. I enjoy the Festus. The food is usually really good.
Yeah,
Even
it is.
we don't eat much out of food trucks, but they'll usually plan a dinner,
Yes,
and we'll go on a Saturday night and have dinner.
and that's fun.
Yeah. Plus, it supports the community that you're in.
Exactly. Another thing that's really fun to do in summer is to go to the Douro Valley and do wine tours, wine tastings.
Yum.
Wine and port tastings, I should clarify for everybody. You can do boat rides along the Douro Valley in the summer. You can do all kinds of things. There's a historical train tour that is supposed to be fun. We were supposed to do it in July when Katie was here, and they're doing work on that line right now, and they had to cancel our day, if you can believe it. So we'll do it next year.
The bastard.
But anyway, so we really enjoy going there. Now, we should say it is much hotter east of us, when you get to what we call the interior of the country in the mountains, which is odd to us because in North Carolina, right, you go to the mountains to get cooler. No, here it's much hotter in the summer and it's much colder in the winter than it is where we live. So it is hot in the interior of the country. It's even hotter in Lisboa. We were there
at the end of July.
Last week. We were there last week. And
why were we there last week?
Well, side note, we went to see the Lionel Ritchie concert.
Woo, all night long.
It was so much fun, guys.
It was a lot of fun.
We really had fun. You probably know I have a bum knee right now. I'm going to have a knee replacement, and I'm walking with hiking sticks and that kind of thing, and I could not sit down. And Shelley kept saying to me, Beth, you need to sit down. Your knee's going to kill you tomorrow. And it did. But I could not stand it. He is 76.
And he rocked it, y'all.
He did. He can still sing. He can still play the piano. He is pretty amazing. So we had a great time. But while we were in Lisbon, it was so hot. It was really hot.
We left here at 2:30 in the afternoon, and it might have been about 80 here.
Yeah.
And we left Peniche at 2:30, and when we got to Lisbon at 3:30,
an hour later,
3:40, it was so hot. It went from 80 to 95.
Yes, it did.
Quickly.
It did. So
that's like what, 25 to 35
or something. Yeah.
Yeah. It was hot.
It was really hot. And
Lionel Ritchie even said it was hot.
He did. He said, I see y'all out there fanning yourselves in the crowd. Because remember, it is not air conditioned here.
Well, it was air conditioned inside the stadium, but it's not air conditioned like it is in the United States.
Right.
It's not on Arctic.
It's not cold.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just enough to cool it down a bit. I think, as a matter of fact, in our hotel room, when I cut the air conditioning on, the lowest it would let me go was 20, which is about 70.
Yeah. And
so,
I would have cranked that thing down to 60 in the U.S.
Yeah. So, we have air conditioning, but in order to save money and to save energy, they don't crank it down so low. So, yeah, you're cooler, but it's not cold.
Well, and the truth...
And I like that personally.
Well, and we don't have air conditioning here in our apartment, or heat for that matter. But we're
on a lower floor, and it only gets hot in the morning when the sun comes through.
Yeah, it's really okay.
It's like right now, it's fine.
But we went to the United States last September, and of course the air conditioning is still going full blast, in September in North Carolina, and we didn't like it. It feels real artificial to us now.
You go from that 95-degree humidity, it's sucking all the energy out of you, and then you walk into a refrigerator.
Yeah, we are not used to that. It's amazing how it's about 2.5 years we have really adapted. Because I lived somewhere where the humidity is, that we used to say you could cut it with a knife, and now here it gets above the equivalent of 80, and whew, I'm suffering. You're
a delicate flower.
Well, I am a little bit when it comes to heat. I am, and you are when it comes to cold.
When it comes to cold, I don't. Yeah.
Why does one cold person and one hot person always get married?
I don't know.
I don't know.
But we picked the perfect place to live because I said I didn't want to be cold, and you said you didn't want to be hot. And for the most part, it works out perfectly.
That is correct, because we live in a very temperate, sort of Mediterranean climate.
Yeah, so here on the Silver Coast, it kind of works that way.
Yeah. Also, another great thing about summer is it does not get dark until 9:30 or so.
Oh, I love it.
And it is just really nice. You can sit outside for much longer. You can hang out with friends at their house or at the cafe. You can, there's a lot more socializing.
Yes.
Which, frankly, we've been a little too socialized lately.
Yes.
We took the day off today. We literally have not left the house today.
No. The annual fair, the traveling fair that's happening is going on outside of our doors, and we didn't even step outside there.
We haven't even seen it. We've been there. We've done that. We took the day off. We're
about peopled out.
We
got to go people tomorrow.
Which is very unusual for me. Not so much for you, but for me anyway. So we've been taking it easy today. One of the things that we don't like about summer here, because there are some cons, if you will, it becomes harder to find parking places at the beaches.
There's people here, and it gets crowded.
And it's not even that the beach is so crowded. It's just that if you're driving there, sometimes it's really hard to find a parking place. Sometimes the restaurants are really crowded. And so we just tend to we might go to the beach, but we'll go to a different beach than the ones that we go to a lot that are too crowded in August.
And we'll make our reservations for restaurants in advance when we can.
Yeah.
Because we know if we call Joao up at the wine bar right now, he'd be booked.
Exactly. For tonight.
Well, actually, he might be closed today because it's a Peniche holiday.
That's right, it is.
But in general, we know that, we need to make reservations way in advance.
One of the reasons that it is more crowded is, first of all, Europe just vacations in August.
This is the month of vacation.
It's the month of vacation. But also, people who have immigrated from Portugal to places like Canada or the eastern United States, or there's a lot of Portuguese in France, etc., they often come back for sometimes the entire month of August. And sometimes they even still have houses here, like maybe it was their grandmother's house, and they just keep it all closed up when they're not here, and they open it up and stay in that house.
They do come to visit families. This is a big family time where everybody comes to have their reunions. And even because of that, because it is a big family time, you will find that some places won't be open that you expect to be open in prime season.
Yes.
For example, back in July, we went to Ferrell, to our favorite churrasquera, and they were closed on a weekend. And we were very confused about why that was happening because, well, it's the middle of summer, and we thought maybe they would want to make some money. But no, they were taking a break. And they may have been taking a break because August is coming up and they're going to be really busy, or maybe it was just their time to visit with their families. On a side note, Beth is so hot, she's going to get her side fan, and it was making a lot of background noise.
So I turned it off. I'll just be hot.
She'll be all right.
I will. So one of the tips we would give you, we recommend coming during the summer because it's gorgeous here during the summer and all the festas are going on and it's a lot of fun. It is, hotter.
I would recommend early summer, actually.
Yeah.
Anywhere between the end of May and the middle of July, I think is a really good time to come.
And it's not as crowded.
It's not as crowded. It's not quite as hot.
Yeah.
It's a good time. August, I would tell people, please don't come in August. Well, to come visit us. Please don't come visit us in August. Yeah. We may or may not be here. We don't know.
Yeah, we
but
may not.
August could be, it could be a more trying time if you don't like crowds or heat.
Right. Yeah, exactly. One of the things that you can do, though, if you do come and it's hot, you can do museums in the middle of the day. There are lots of those, of course, almost anywhere that you are. And the museums are air conditioned to protect the things that they have. Now, again, they're not American air conditioned, but they're not as hot.
It'll be
in there.
cooler, and you're
Yeah.
in the shade.
Yeah.
That kind of
So,
thing.
that might be an idea. Or, take a nap.
Take a nap and
You're
do
on
a
vacation.
siesta
You're on
in
vacation.
the middle of the day.
Get in the pool.
A lot of times what we will do is we will find a cafe kind of off to the side somewhere, or at 1:00 in the afternoon is prime lunch time, so we
Right.
will find a place to have lunch, and we will be there for a couple hours.
Right.
And lunch here in a couple hours is perfect, because that's what people expect anyway. They don't expect you to come in, eat, and leave in a hurry. Lunch, dinner, always extended, as we've said before. So we would go and we'd have lunch. We'd sit outside and find, in the shade.
In the shade.
And find a great, bottle of Vino Verde and enjoy that. Or a cold beer. You got to stay hydrated, guys.
Yes, you do. Our friend
And
Jeff,
wine and beer has water in it, right?
that's what our friend Jeff says. He says, I drink water. There's water in my beer.
There's water in beer. So we usually do things like that. Plus, even when we were in Braga this past July, and it was hot as you know what in Braga,
Blazes.
because Braga's a little further inland, and it gets hotter the further inland you go. Beth went back, after lunch and took some time out, and then me and Katie, because we were traveling around, we went to a museum for an hour or
Yeah.
two.
Do we say hi to Katie? Hi, Katie.
Hey, Katie. I think we did. But anyway, so that's what you find a place to be inside out of the shade during the middle of the day. Of course, unless you're at the beach, and then you can rent a cabana or you can get an umbrella.
Yeah. Or you
But-
can get in the water.
Yeah. So, do that. Stay hydrated with the wine.
There you go. Those are our tips.
And I would also recommend, the Algarve is an amazing place. And it's got so much culture and beauty down there. And it's much warmer. And the water is much warmer. But it's also very touristy. So if you're
And
looking for...
very crowded.
And very crowded. So if you're looking for a less touristy, less crowded place, come up to the Silver Coast.
Don't tell them that.
Never mind. Don't come here. I know. We really are nice. Now, granted, I've got a comment on social media once. It's like, we don't go to Peniche because the fog rolls in and you never know how long it's going to last. And granted, that is true.
It
The
is.
fog can roll in. If you've ever seen Stephen King's The Mist,
Yeah.
that is this place, man. The fog will roll in.
It can.
And you're like, you can't see anything in front of you.
It's wild.
But sometimes it's just in Peniche or down the road in Praia del Rey.
And not here.
And not here. And so
We're
be
5
like,
minutes away.
hey, we're going to come down and see somebody we know in Praia del Rey.
Yeah.
And we get down there and it gets foggier and foggier. And we're like, it was sunny and hot. Where we just, what is
so weird.
happening? So, the place might be haunted. I don't know.
Yeah, microclimates.
Microclimate.
That's what
so
everybody says.
the Silver Coast is nice, but it can get chilly. Should you come to Portugal in the summer?
If you don't mind the heat and it being more crowded, absolutely. Because
Yeah.
it's gorgeous and the beaches are beautiful and the water's a little warmer and all of that.
I will say one minor thing that I don't know how much it will affect traveling or not. And we're getting ready to find out at the end of August. Because August is such a prime time for traveling, the workers at the airport like to go on strike.
Oh, yes, they do.
And the train stations. And sometimes the buses, but the buses usually run pretty well.
Yeah.
So, as a matter of fact, we got an alert on our TripIt app that said there's possible strike happening the day that we're leaving and the day we're coming back in August.
Indeed.
So, and they know it's prime season to go on strike, so they're more likely to get what they want, and you got to give them that. They got great strategy.
Yep.
But on the other hand, it could possibly hold you up. So,
Yeah.
just keep an eye out for
But
that.
as usual, just maintain
It
your
is
sense
what
of
it
humor,
is.
and
Yeah,
you're going to get through it. I
But
do
quick-
think, though, I mean,
quick-
personally, I think if you like to come when it's warmer. I think May, June, and just into the beginning of July, or then September.
September is a really great time to come.
Yeah.
It is It's warm still. It's great beach days still here.
Yeah. We went to
Even-
the beach in October.
Yeah, even in October, at about the end of October, the rainy season will start a bit,
Uh-huh.
but it's not too bad.
Yeah.
It's really not.
Now, the rainy season this last year was rainy,
It was very rainy.
which is hilarious to say it that way since it's the rainy season. But the years before that we've been here, it wasn't as consistently rainy. But this last
It
rainy season,
rained
it was
for weeks.
rainy.
Weeks, y'all,
But it
weeks.
hasn't rained in days now.
No,
I mean in fact we need some rain.
We had a mist maybe 2 weeks ago,
Yeah, we could.
but that was it. I
we
have
could
to
use
water
some
the
rain.
plants every day. Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's it. If you have visited Portugal in the summer and you would like to comment, please let us know. Hit us up with a comment or a review, or check us out on social media. We do have a blog post for this. I think I've had too much gin and tonic. I haven't been drinking through the month because I'm getting ready for Scotland, and I've had a drink, and now I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay. Let's try this again.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Just so you know, there is a blog post up about traveling in the summer that gives you some pros and cons and some ways to beat the heat and things like that. If you want to check it out, I will put the link in the notes
Yes.
that go with this.
And we've got maybe another podcast coming out in the next couple of weeks. And then we are off to Scotland for 2 weeks.
Yes, we want to do a podcast on our road trip that we took through northern Portugal a month ago.
Yes.
And then after that, we're going to Scotland. And so we'll keep in touch with you then, and then let you know how Scotland is in August. Maybe that might be the place you go instead of Portugal.
We
Or
are
not.
looking forward to it. I am checking something off of my bucket list, which is to go to the Edinburgh Tattoo at the Edinburgh Castle. And
Come hell or high water, or bad knees,
or bad
it's
knees.
happening.
I will be there and see all of those bagpipers and drummers, and I've always wanted to go, and it just so happens that this year is the 75th anniversary.
Whoa,
Yeah,
that's
so
impressive.
we are looking forward to that, and we will let you know all about it. And we should say hi, Meg.
Hi, Meg.
We're going with Meg, our Scottish friend, and we are going to see Meg's family and go to the tattoo and do all kinds of fun things.
We're gonna stay with Margaret, and we're gonna see Liz and Lil and Ian and Fiona and new babies and all the stuff.
Yes. So it'll be fun.
It'll be great.
So I think that's it.
I think it is.
Yeah.
I'm officially drunk enough.
Okay. You guys remember we have gin and tonics while we do these.
Woohoo, gin
Woohoo.
and tonic.
So I think that we should say boa tarde.
Boa tarde.
Thanks for wandering with us. If you had a laugh, learned something new, or just enjoyed the ride, be sure to follow us on all of our social media at Facebook, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, YouTube, and I think that's it. Check out our website at www.forus, that's www.forus.com, and drop us a line at our email address at wandering@www.forus.com. We'd love to hear from you, your stories, questions, or favorite travel fails. Until next time, keep exploring, keep laughing, and remember, wandering works for us, and it just might work for you too.